Good morning. Let us start our next topic, what statistics does. Statistics is an indispensable tool for an economist that helps him to understand an economic problem. Using its various methods, effort is made to find the causes behind it with the help of qualitative and quantitative facts of an economic problem. Once the causes of problem are identified, it is easier to formulate certain policies to tackle it. So, in these lines, it is explained that statistics basically deals with qualitative and quantitative facts of any economic problem. For example, if the infant mortality rate is low, so it can be expressed by some qualitative facts. Infant mortality rate of below 10 is considered to be good, and if the infant mortality rate is higher, it is considered to be bad, which has to be improved. So this is a quantitative fact which is expressing some economic problem. Similarly, low literacy rate will be expressed also as a percentage, which will be in quantity, and that will also express one of the economic problems. And these are expressed, or any economic problems are expressed in terms of qualitative or quantitative fact, and by identifying this, the economics are able to, or the government are able to solve the economic problems. So to improve the education situation in the country, the government will try to improve the literacy rate. So that will also be expressed in terms of quantity only. But there is more to statistics. It enables an economist to present economic facts in a precise and definite form that helps in proper comprehension of what is stated. So, proper comprehension, that means whatever data are collected in the form of summary, they are expressed in a form of a comprehensive fact or a table with the help of statistics. Then when the economic facts are expressed in statistical terms, they become exact. So if we say that the literacy rate is poor, it does not mean anything or nothing is clear. But when we say that the literacy rate in India is as low as 50%, then it expresses that only 50 people out of 100 people in India are able to read and write. So economic problems or any type of fact is expressed in precise terms with the help of statistical data only. Exact facts are more convincing than vague statements. So if you say that a person is poor, it is a vague statement. But if you say that a person's income is only 3,000 per month, it is exact data, and you are able to understand that the person is poor and he is not able to meet his ends. For instance, saying that with precise figure 310 people died in the recent earthquake in Kashmir is more factual and thus a statistical data, whereas saying hundreds of people died is not. So in case of accident also, if we say that there is an accident, it is not exact data, but if we say that this much number of people died in an accident, that will be precise, and we will able to know the exact quantity of damage that happened. Statistics also help in condensing mass data into few numerical measures such as mean, variance, etc., about which you will learn later. So in later chapters you will able to calculate mean, median, mode, variance. So all these things will help you to understand more clearly all the statistical data, and the economic problems or facts will be expressed precisely with the help of statistical calculations also. For example, it would be impossible for you to remember incomes of all the people in a data if the number of people is very large. Yet, one can remember easily a summary figure like average income that is obtained statistically. In this way, statistics summarizes and presents to a meaningful overall information about a mass of data. So if the income of 50 people are written, one after another, it will not be so clear. But if you say that this much number, suppose 10 people are earning more than 50,000, 17 people are earning between 0 to 50,000 or 25 to 50,000, then so much number of people earning between 10 to 25,000, so much number of people earning between 0 to 5,000, and so much between 5 to 10,000. Like this, if you classify the data according to income, you will be able to understand that how much or how many number of people are how much rich or how much poor. Quite often, statistics is used in finding relationship between economics different economic factors. An economist may be interested in finding out what happens to the demand for a commodity when its price increases or decreases, or why the supply of a commodity be affected would the supply of commodity be affected by the changes in its own price. So demand and supply are very important factors in case of economics which determine the price, and in many cases demand is also determined with the help of price. So if price rises, normally it happens that demand decreases and vice versa. Supply of commodities are also driven by price. Normally when the prices of a commodity in the market are high, the traders are able to are eager to sell more and earn more profit, and when the prices are low, they are not so much eager to supply goods in the market. So these things are also studied with the help of data, that so much is the demand of this particular commodity in terms of quantity and so much is the supply in terms of quantity. Everything could be understood better if they are quantified in some numbers. Then we have to read about consumption expenditure increase when average income increases. So another example is, when average income or income of people increases, does the consumption increase? Or what happens to general price level when the government expenditure increases? Such questions can only be answered if any relationship exists between various economic factors that have been stated over. So with the help of statistics only we are able to know, by correlating these figures, that means figures of income and figures of expenditure, we are able to correlate them and able to find out whether a rise in income affects the consumption or not. So if you find that income of 10 people are rising and 7 out of 10 people are increasing their expenditure, that means you have to conclude that there is a positive correlation between income and expenditure. And like this, if the income decreases, what will happen to the expenditure? If 10 people's income are increasing and more out of 10, that means 7 or 8 people are decreasing their expenses, then finally we will conclude that there is a positive correlation between income and expenditure. That means in both the cases, if the income rises, expenditure also rises. If the income decreases, expenditure also decreases. So this can be determined, or this can be finalized with the help of economic data, that is statistics only. Then such questions can only be answered if a relationship exists between various economic factors that have been stated above. Whether such relationship exists or not can be easily verified by applying statistical method to their data. In some cases, the economist might assume certain relationship between them and like to test whether the assumptions he made about the relationship is valid or not. Economists can do this only by using statistical techniques. So experiments are also done in the market or with the data of economics, and on the basis of these experiments only, the economics finalize whether their assumptions are correct or not. So if the economics say that the demand will decrease in case of rise in price, they have to prove it with the help of data. So they have to show that the there is rise in price of a commodity, and the sale of that particular commodity in a particular market has fallen. So the economist has to collect the data from the market, and on the basis of that data he will have to prove his own assumption. So like this, they are using various techniques. For calculating averages also, they are using the data. available in the market. In another instance, the economics might be interested in predicting the changes in one economic factor due to changes in another factor. So just now as we discussed that change in income affects the expenditure. So income is one economic factor, expenditure is another economic factor. Then is there any correlation between literacy rate and income? So you will find that the countries or states where literacy rate increases, the average income of people also increase, and the states in which the literacy rate is low, the average income of people is also low. So in that case you have to collect the data. For example, you have to collect the data of income of people in Bihar and expenditure or literacy rate of people in Bihar. So comparing the literacy rate and expenses or income of people in Bihar, and then compare it with the income and literacy rate in Kerala, you will find that in Kerala the income and expenditure of people are higher as compared to Bihar, and this will be justified with the help of statistical data. So whenever we say some statement, we have to justify them with the help of data, which are statistics. Then in instance, economics might be interested in predicting the changes in one economic factor due to changes in another factor. For example, she or he might be interested in knowing the impact of today's investment on national income in future. Such an exercise cannot be undertaken without knowledge of statistics. So if the economics say that if today some investment is made in, suppose, construction of airport, construction of dam, construction of factories, or construction of road, these are investment by the government, and with this if the national income, that means income of people, are increasing or not. So they have to collect the data of expenditure on construction of these assets, and then gradually what is the effect on the income of people in some years, that has to be collected and it will be proved. Sometimes formulation of plans and policies requires the knowledge of future trends. For example, an economic planner has to decide in 2017 how much the economy should produce in 2020. So planning is always done for future. Economics have to plan, they have to prepare budgets for the future years. So while planning, they have to also take the help of economic data. So on the basis of past years economic data on the income and expenditure of people, they have to plan that what will be the expenditure of people in 2020, what will be the income of people in 2020. On the basis of that, they have to make a planning. In other words, one must know what could be expected level of consumption in 2020 in order to decide the production plan of the economy for 2020. In this situation, one might make subjective judgment based on guess about consumption in 2020. Alternatively, one might use statistical tool to predict consumption in 2020. That could be based on the data of consumption of past years or the recent years obtained by surveys. Thus, statistical method help formulate appropriate economic policies that solve economic problems. Now, these type of estimates are also made by the companies. For example, automobile companies, while manufacturing the automobiles, they have to take a target that this year we will sell so much number of cars. So how much number of cars are to be produced, that will be decided on the basis of expected earning of people in the future and expected expenditure of the people in the future. So they will also produce the goods or cars, and they will design the cars. They will also design separate segments of cars. For example, small cars, middle size cars, big cars, or luxury cars. So different types of cars will also be determined on the basis of expectation of earning of people in the future. So today's times you will see that small car sale are gradually decreasing. So that is why Maruti has stopped the production of Maruti 800 without AC. Now they are producing only Maruti Alto with AC. So like this, on the basis of expectation only, they have to design the car, stop the production of a particular type of car. And in all the other segments, color TVs are today produced. Today the TV companies are not manufacturing black and white TVs, but there was a time when income of people were less and the companies are producing black and white TV also. But gradually, when they knew that the income of people will increase in future, so that is why they gradually stopped the production of black and white TV, and today people are purchasing black and white only color televisions. And like this, gradually they are upgrading their lives by spending more. And not only television or car, in every segment or every type of product, it is then seen and it is observed that with the income, people's expenditure are also increasing. And like this, the companies, economists, and government take various decisions related to economy and economic problems. So, with this topic, we would conclude the class today. In the next class, we will discuss the conclusion and then question answers. Thank you.